Welcome back to the Sean McDermott Show, and it's time to look back at the tape from the Bills' crazy loss to the Vikings with our good buddy Eric Wood. What were your biggest takeaways from this game?
Well, the offense got off to a pretty good start in this game. Devin Singletary had 2 first-half touchdowns and had a really productive first half. Josh hits Gabe Davis for a touchdown right before the half. The offense struggled in the second half, only put up 6 points with 2 field goals and had a number of turnovers. But defensively, the Bills were able to come up with a couple of sacks from Von Miller and Ed Oliver. And although this is another tough loss for the Bills, there's a lot of encouraging things to look at from the film.
Well, let's start with the positives. Devin Singletary had a 21-yard run. This set up his first touchdown. What did you see?
Oftentimes when you're in the shotgun, you're running back across the formation away from the running back where he's lined up. So you'd assume this play is going to the left. Well, the Bills pulled Deion Dawkins around to the right-hand side, and Devin Singletary on this counter play is going to come back off of his block. Spencer Brown is up at the second level. Ryan Bates as well has a nice block. Mitch Morse as well. And then these chunk plays in the run game, they never happen unless you get good blocking down the field from your receivers, and Khalil Shakir makes a nice block to get Devin Singletary down here, which is going to set up his first touchdown of the day.
Yeah, on the very next possession, Singletary got his second touchdown. Break this one down.
Oftentimes down here in the red zone, we'll see Josh Allen run these sweep plays, but with Josh coming in the game with his dinged up elbow, they're going to give Devin Singletary this carry. You got down blocks by Spencer Brown and Dawson Knox. I'm often talking about pin pull schemes. Well, here's the pin and the pull. The pin is from Dawson Knox and Spencer Brown, and Ryan Bates and Mitch Morse are going to come around on the pull. Devin Singletary is going to follow their blocks and squirt in for the touchdown.
Then just before halftime, Josh connected with Gabe Davis, and this one went for an 11-yard touchdown.
Josh sees one-on-one coverage on the outside, and he's going to go left the entire time. He's looking left, and he's just waiting for Gabe Davis to run his route and get to where he gets in scoring position. Gabe Davis gives a little bit of a stutter, which makes the DB pause his feet. And then Josh is going to throw a ball where only his 6'2" receiver on the outside can make a play on it, which ends up looking like a very easy touchdown, but that's great execution by those two.
Okay, let's flip it over to the defensive side of the ball and look at some of the big sacks. Von Miller looked like he had another game-clinching sack to set up the 4th and 18, but what did you see on this one?
Yeah, we all thought this was going to be the game clincher when Von came up with this sack, and he's nicknamed the closer for the Bills, and this is why. Big times late in the game, especially when he set up pass rush moves throughout the game, he comes up with a big sack. Here he's rushing against the right tackle, Brian O'Neill, and he gives him that long arm stab. Brian O'Neill sets his feet like he's going to sit on a bull rush, and as soon as he stops his feet and they get parallel, Von's going to use a arm under move to separate from Brian O'Neill and come up with a sack.
Then, in overtime, Ed Oliver came up with a huge sack to help force the field goal. Break this one down.
Yeah, the Vikings got down to the 2-yard line. They make a tackle for loss to get them back to the 5, and then they got to throw the football. And Ed Oliver comes right up the gut, rushing against the left guard. Shaq Lawson as well is making a move off the edge. I often say it takes 2 guys to get a sack. A quarterback can often avoid 1 free rusher. So Shaq and Ed Oliver both beat their men, and they come up with the big sack here in overtime to force a field goal.
Great stuff as always. Thanks for this, Eric. We'll catch up with you in a few weeks.
Looking forward to it, Steve.